Hi, I'm Terry Brock with terrybrock.com, reporting for business journals. Today's economy is different and many would say better than ever because of the opportunities that are there. The person that I interviewed in this next interview you want to find out about because he talks about a program that they have called CrowdPlat that gives the ability for freelancers to align themselves with positions where people need help in writing apps, designing computer applications, putting a lot of things together. Matter of fact, he had a quote here that I want to share with you. This is from Sal Sarosh, the CEO and founder of CrowdPlat. The job security that came after the Industrial Revolution is now replaced by the opportunities of the freelance revolution. We are in a freelance revolution, and you are going to learn from watching this. Whatever kind of job you have, take a look at what Sal talks about as I share with him where we are and find out from him what they have to offer. You're going to want to take some notes on this one. Getting the right help today is critical for your success in business. You can go out and hire people, but a lot of businesses, a lot of smart businesses today are going toward freelancers. They're getting people that are helping for this task and then they move on, or this task. Oh, and by the way, we've got another one coming up. Let's go back to that person we used before. This kind of economy is changing the way we operate in the world. And there's a company out right now that gives the ability to find specific help that is really qualified in developing your apps, developing IT work, and things like that. The name of the company is CrowdPlat, and we have their CEO and founder joining us live today from his offices out in California, Sal Sarosh. Sal, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks, Terry. It's a pleasure to be here talking to you this morning.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this because you are giving an opportunity for people to get a lot of work done at a very reasonable price and be able to bring in really smart people focused on a particular task. Tell us a little bit about CrowdPlat and what you are, just kind of first of all from the 30,000 foot point of view, what you're doing and how this works and the kind of things, the way that you're helping your customers.
Right. So, Terry, freelance is actually the next big revolution. It's changing the way businesses are done worldwide. At CrowdPlat, what we bring to the table is freelance for big companies. We have a lot of websites, freelancing platforms for startups and small businesses. But if you're a big customer and enterprise, you're looking for a team of people, you're left with not much choice with either to hire someone or to outsource to a consulting firm. Consulting firms are not providing the right resources these days. They're not cheap anymore. They don't bring the good bodies. And what we are trying to do is change that, is to bring on-demand access to labor force for big companies to run technology work.
Oh, very good. Well, I think that's going to be an advantage for a large company because today what I'm finding, you probably see this as well, is the very large companies that do exceptionally well are those who think like a small company. At least in different areas. They kind of say, okay, this division here and that division there. So yes, they're all in the same company. They're working together. And I particularly like what you're doing there with CrowdPlat. Tell me a little bit about CrowdPlat and how you would differ from some of the other firms that are out there doing a similar type of service.
Sure. So, Terry, let me actually go do that by going through a few slides here. Let me show you.
Oh, sure. Go for it. Let's take a look. Matter of fact, we're using a technology here called Zoom, and it'll let us share the screen. And hey, there we go. I can see it on the screen right now.
Awesome. So we are actually a two-sided marketplace. On one side, we have the option for customers to come in and sign up and post the project. The other side, we have options for freelancers to come in and actually sign up and actually get started to work with us. So the platform is really, it's again, we're making the big shift for big companies to move away from outsourcing consulting firms to a freelancing platform like ours. The project management piece is actually the most critical piece here. So let's say you're a customer, you're trying to outsource a project. With our platform, you get a choice of project managers to choose from. So let's take, for example, you're trying to build a mobile app. You will post some requirements about a mobile app that you're trying to get done. We have several project managers that we've background checked. These people that we know, we validate, that are available to you to tap into. They take full ownership for your project. So you got several of them to choose from. You pick one person, that person picks the rest of the team from 15 different countries. So you got a person that's accountable, reliable, really your right hand to run your project for you. That's what we bring to the table, which is very different than Elance and the other platforms where either you go find freelancer and vet yourself, or you have to go through and take a chance with them. With us, we bring that credibility to the table so you can be trusted that you have a reliable partner that works with you.
Yeah, I think that's good because you would be able to find the person who has the credentials, and they really do, versus often we just know we need an app and we don't know all of the lingo, we don't know all the criteria and what needs to be done and what does qualify as a really good programmer versus someone who's not real good and they claim to be.
That's exactly right, Terry. That's kind of what we bring to the table. It's both. One is we bring an accountable project manager who's completely validated and vetted out by us, and that project manager has tons and tons of people that they can vet out and choose and pick for your projects. Even the people that they get access to, we validate and verify them to make sure that they are who they say they are. But on top of that, you get the project management layer who really makes sure that they pick the right team.
Okay. Very good. And while you got the screen up there, any other slides you want to show us or something that could be good while you're doing the screen share?
Sure. So let me go back to the freelancing concept. We all know freelancing is huge. Statistics says that 50% of U.S. labor force is going to be freelancing in the next 5 years. That's a lot. And what they're also saying is next 10 years, we're going to have 60 to 70% of our labor force going to be freelancers. So that's the trend.
60 to 70%. That is quite a bit. Actually, I see that as a very positive. It seems like when you have to perform, you're a freelancer, you got to hustle more. And I think people will be nicer to each other because you've got to be nice. You've got to hustle. You've got to take care of the customer, and a freelancer will do that. I think that's a positive sign and moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it works well both ways, Teddy. For an enterprise, they get on-demand access to labor force when they need it, where they need it, and the skills they need it for. But if you're a freelancer, you get a choice of projects to work from. Again, where you want it. You can just be in a small town. You don't have to live in a big city and pay a high mortgage. Or you can work at your own time. If you are an early bird, you can wake up early in the morning. Or if you're a late nighter or night owl, you can sit late night and work. So it works great for both. It's a great lifestyle option for an employer or personnel performing work. It could be a great option for enterprise because in theory, we've had enterprises save a lot of cost. I mean, they traditionally taken a project that's outsourced to a consulting firm and putting it through a platform like us. Enterprises are able to save 30 to 50% cost and get great talent.
Oh, that's good. And I think there's another advantage too. You figure if more and more people go toward freelancing, they're probably going to be working from home much of the time. And I think that will diminish a lot of the pollution, a lot of the congestion on the roads, et cetera, et cetera. Huge benefits from going with this lifestyle.
That's actually part of it. Absolutely right. Because it's not just the pollution, it's the stress that you go through, the morning commute and then the chaos that happens on the road. All of that goes away. I mean, I think you have your lifestyle. I think it's a wonderful option, both for the personnel, the people performing the work, and for the big corporations that are looking for great people.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we can see that there's going to be some advantages with that. Let me ask you this. How do you go about vetting and making sure that the person who says, oh, they might be an expert in, say, Python, the programming language, and they go, yeah, I'm really good at Python. What kind of criteria, what kind of tips and steps do you go through to make sure they really can do what they need to do?
Right. So there's a few things we do on our end, Terry. One is if you are a project manager based out of the US, all of our project managers that we verify are US based right now, because we want to provide someone close to the customer that can talk their language, the communication, make sure they're very, very, very in sync with the customer. So all of our project managers that we verify and validate are based in the US. We go through the same rigor as someone would hire an employee. That way we make sure that there is enough credibility in the table in terms of the project management talent that we bring to the table. They are not employees, they are freelancers, so that we just validate them and enable them on the platform. So you as a customer have access to all these project managers. Once you have a choice of project managers and you decide to select a specific project manager, they verify and validate the rest of the freelance talent. For the people around the globe, the 15 plus countries that we have, the talent from 15 plus countries that we have, we do basic verifications if just to make sure they are who they say they are. If they're coming up and signing us as Sam John, you'll be assured that is their real name. because we ask for their ID from their local country. So if they're from, let's say from India, we ask for their PAN card. If they're from a different country, from Europe, we ask for certain IDs there. So we make sure they are very credible people in terms of who they say they are. And we let the project managers work with you to validate and verify them on the credentials to make sure we bring the right set of skills to the table.
Okay.
The best part is the project managers are actually well equipped. And these are the people that we actually put on the platform. They're really skilled to be able to filter the people, and they have the communication skills, the technical skills, and be able to work with people around the globe as well as work directly with you.
I like it. That sounds like it'd be a good way to do it. And I wouldn't have the time nor the knowledge and expertise to be able to do the right vetting. You're doing that. It's just one of the advantages we get from working with you there at CrowdPlat. I like it.
Thanks, Terry. We're really bringing freelance teams to the table, which is different than the most freelancing platforms where you just get one or two people. So we're really getting an on-demand access. You can just
Very
get
good.
an on-demand access to teams. Yeah.
All right. And let's go ahead and we can close down this the screen share part right now so we can get a chance to see us both on there. It just looks really nice on the technology we're using. And we can, with a click of a button, there we go, we're back on. And because I wanted to ask you, I was very curious as to the type of projects. Are there any particular languages or any particular types of projects that you see happening more than others today?
The mobile market is pretty cluttered. There is a lot of that happening. A lot of enterprises are actually moving to mobile. Traditionally, we've had 90% of applications on the website. Now it's kind of flipping where pretty soon 90% of the applications are going to be on the mobile. So that's happening. That's just happening at a much faster pace. So we're helping a lot of corporations make that big shift. We're also seeing a lot of different types of skills like analytics, right? That's another good market. We're talking about we're talking about cloud migration. There's a lot of work happening in the cloud. The other work that I've been also interested in working is marketing, digital marketing. Marketing departments in big companies are going through major transitions. They're transitioning to the new digital era. We're also We're also working with marketing departments to help them with that transition by providing the technology resources they need.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, let me ask you this also. A lot of times we'll get people that are going to school. They're getting ready to go into school. I know many people watching this could be in that situation. Also, they might have loved ones that are getting ready to enter some type of schooling. If you could say, if they came to you and asked, what would be a good major to take right now in, say, undergrad school, or maybe if they're going on for a master's work, what types of areas do you see the most demand for in today's environment and looking down the road, say 4 years from now, with that degree that they would have?
Right. So this is a question that my daughter has been asking me. I think it's always a challenge. I mean, it's always the times change. I think technologies change. Right now, the software is a hot market. I mean, software is changing everything. It's really software is eating the world. We're again the software business. We're helping big companies, find the right talent. So I would definitely vote for software, but my passion also is more on the robotics side. So long term, I also think robotics would be great if you're a young kid looking to learn and grow a career. I think robotics would be a great option for.
So robotics or software sounds good. What languages are most popular today for software?
Software, again, you can go from anywhere between the latest stack, the so-called mean stack, which is getting really popular. It's MongoDB, Express, Node, and Angular. So that's one stack that's actually getting popular. We do a lot of work on the mean stack. It's really building websites using mean stack. The other option would be iOS application. I think if younger generation, you can learn Objective-C, which you can use to build iOS apps, or Swift. Swift is actually really getting popular. So if you're out there trying to build mobile applications, I think it's a very easy thing to learn. It will be great for your career.
Yeah, it would seem very good. I'm sorry, what else?
No, I was going to say the third option is obviously the Android apps that you can learn Java. Java has been around for a long time. That would be another great option.
Oh, very good. So those of you that are listening to this right now and you're thinking, gee, which way should I go? That would be something to do. However, I'm going to make a prediction here. And Sal, you correct me if I'm wrong. Things are going to change. So that's my prediction. And I think I'm going to be pretty secure with that. And so I think more than anything, it's learning how to learn. learning how to learn fast. Because it could be that 4 years from now, if someone enters school, they graduate, and maybe they've been working with whatever was a particular language they wanted. Learning how to learn, how to adjust, how to assimilate information quickly seems like one of the best skills we can have. Sal, has that been your experience as well?
Absolutely. That's where Google comes to play. We all learn every day. We learn really fast. The newer generation is actually going through learning at a much faster pace. So Terry, again, let me pull up a quote. This will be actually the right time to pull this up.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, I think there's a quote here that we were looking at before we started recording that looked really good. Matter of fact, those of you that are listening to this as he's pulling it up, I was looking at this and I thought, that sums it up in a nutshell, where we are today with our world and what's going on. And we see that the world is changing. It's no longer the way that it used to be. We know that, but I think the opportunities are even greater. So Sal, what is this quote here, and who was it that said that?
Right. This is something I came up with, Terry. Again, I've been seeing this world changing where after the Industrial Revolution, I think most people had good jobs. Where they had a long tenure in a company. You look at your parents and your parents' parents, right? They all worked in a company for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, for really a long period of time. But if you look at the generation today, on average, a person works in a job in technology for 4 years. That's on average. And same if you look at a 20-year-old, they're working in a job for 2 years.
2 years.
2 years. That's on average. It's really melting down where sooner we're going to be in a freelance economy or a 1099 economy or a jobless economy, whatever you're calling it. It's going to be the new revolution that's happening where instead of having a job, you're just going to find gigs, you're going to find freelancing assignments and be able to perform them and move on to the next one. And most likely you're going to be doing multiple things at the same time or working on multiple projects, multiple assignments, multiple freelancing jobs for multiple customers.
Yes.
And that's kind of where things are moving towards. So that's kind of why I came up with this code, because it's really, freelancing is changing everything. It's changing the world and how we know it.
Yeah, so I would say that's extraordinarily important, and it verifies everything that I've seen in my experience, that we've got to be able to realize it's a different economy. You're not going to go into the job market, get a job, and stay with it for 40 years. That mentality has got to change. And for those that say, okay, we understand that, what we need to do is to develop our own skills, develop market valuable skills, get really good at skills that are valuable to people. So people go, oh, you know how to do that? Well, then we'll pay you. We will hire you to do something for us with that. And I think that is the real key. Excellent. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Thanks, Terry. I just want to add one more thing to that. If you're really good at what you do, if you know exactly, if you're really good at that, you can actually end up, there's some statistics around which says a project manager going through a freelancing platform can make close to $25,000 a month. Think about that compared to a traditional job where they could hardly make $10,000 a month. So it's almost 2.5 times more if they're really good and they can perform.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Getting $25,000 a month if you get really good and you can perform at that, and that is the key. So that's kind of answering the question also of what you should study. And there are even those that are saying, well, maybe you don't even need to go to college. Maybe you need something else. I'm a big fan in getting a good broad education. I think there's a lot there. It's easier when you go to school because they have a structured program. They've got really smart people and books that they've selected, and you got good discussions, and you're meeting people there, and there's a host of reasons why education is right. But I also know that many people are now choosing to do it on their own. And I think whichever way you go, you need to learn on your own also, because as has been said, school is never out for the professional. We have to continually go back and feed our minds and learn and network. It's like you're always going to school, which to me is kind of cool because I enjoyed going to school. And so I get a chance to keep doing it, at least for the next 150 years. And I think it will be a good thing. All right. Well, any other slides or any other things that you wanted to share with us? So I know you got quite a few things there. What is this one?
So this is really it summarizes our company and what we do. Our company, again, is called CrowdPlat, which you see on the left-hand side. We're really making the big shift from outsourcing to a freelancing platform for big companies. We operate under 2 different brands. The C Outsource brand is where the customers would come in. They would either go to coutsource.com or download the mobile app on App Store or Google Play. The app is called C Outsource. If you're a freelancer out there, if you're looking for assignments, you would go to clancers.com or download our Clancers app on the App Store. The good part is with us, with our company, you don't have to go to a website. You can just pull up an app and be able to do all your work through the app. We also let customers not only write requirements and post on the platform or through our mobile app, but we also let them talk through the requirements. So if you're a big corporation, you're out in the field, you're trying to run your projects, you can just pick up a phone, mobile device, iPad, any of those devices, and be able to just talk through your requirements, express what you need, let the crowd workers do the work and come back to you with questions and proposal, and that way you'll be able to run your entire project from anywhere in the world.
I like it. Well, it sounds like a good way to do business and a smart way to do it as well. You're saving money. That's one thing we talk about, but I think even more so, you're getting a chance to find the best people out there without having to incur all the negatives that are involved with hiring someone. And you provide that with good information, with good people that you have vetted and worked with it. So if someone wants to get in touch with you, CrowdPlat.com is the place to go?
That's correct, Terry. Let me show you the final screen here. So this will be the right place to go where, if you go to crowdplat.com, you'll be able to see the platforms. We're really redefining the whole outsourcing world. So you can come in as a customer, freelancer. We'll welcome to have you on board.
Very good. All right. Well, this is really amazing what's happening. And when I saw the information that was available, I said, I want to get in touch with you, Sal, because I know it has something that can help a lot of people. And those of you that are watching this is a way for you to really get things done. Too often we complain, hey, there's not enough hours in the day, or, gee, I'd like to get over here and do this. I got an idea to do that. There's people out there that can take your idea and they can translate it into something that works on the mobile app or works on a website, either way. And you will need to work with people like that to get ahead. Here's an opportunity for you and a source where you can have it happen and make sure that you get exactly what you need for your business. Sal, thank you so much for joining us today. We appreciate you being here.
Thanks so much, Terry. It's a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. And thanks to all your viewers. Hope some of you can come on board, and we'll be glad to work with you.
Yes, indeed. All right. And for those of you joining us, thank you. And if you got other comments, let us know. I'm available at terrybrock.com, and I'm with Business Journals. So I'll look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. Bye-bye.